Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer to gamble with you.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Light, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Thursday edition of Sports Scene. As you listen on WRUF, Luis is going to be our producer today. We hope we have a show that will entertain, that will inform, and also get your opinions on what's happening in the world of sports. If all goes according to plan today. Florida's softball team is not in the national tournament, but Santa Fe College's softball team is. They lost their first game, won their second. They will play later this afternoon. Their athletic director, Shanda Stebbins, is going to join us here, I hope, in just a couple of minutes to update you on how they are doing. Also, Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, will come on and talk the regionals, who he thinks can move on. Florida starting pitcher for the regional for Game 1, Russell Sandifer. So they are rolling the dice and not using Aiden King against Ryder. Speaking of Ryder, Dr. Barry Davis will talk Ryder baseball with us at the bottom of the 1 o'clock hour today. And also today, as we kind of go all over the map, Andrew Moten, part of the M&M boys in Gator basketball history. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He will join us to talk about that honor today. Meantime, I want to tell you, we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see him today. When you do, make sure and tell him Sports Scene sent you. And we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Man, they can make your home, your business, your pool area, your landscape, all that look really, really good. And when the holidays roll around, these are the people to see for holiday lighting as well. Full color systems, and the best part, it's all programmable from your phone. Visit GatorTrimLight.com and find out more. All of our callers today on the Titan MRI Imaging phone line, 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Find out more at TitanMRI.com. Speaking of that, we're going to bring in Shanda Stebbins now, the athletic director over at Santa Fe College, to update you on what their softball team is doing at the national tournament. Always a pleasure to have you. I'll kind of throw this to you, Shanda. Just tell us so far what the team has done, and they're going to be playing later on today.
Well, one thing the team hasn't done is the team has not been raining. The weather has been horrible up here. So these teams, all of them, including ours, have really weathered the storm here. We didn't play last night until 9:30 p.m. After a little bit of I think the 9 a.m. games got started on 2 fields. So day one was Tuesday. We lost a close one to Odessa. And then last night, about 1 a.m. Gainesville time, midnight here in Alabama, we won a nail-biter in 8 innings against Gaston Community College. So hopefully we've broken the lid on the wins, and we play again today at 1:30 Central Time, which is 2:30 Eastern Time.
Who do you play, and what do you know about them?
Yeah. Sure. So today at 1:30 we play the loser of a winner's bracket game between Seminole State, which is out of Oklahoma, and Temple. That's a 5-4 seed matchup, and actually that game should be finishing soon. I don't know the score on it, but they'll have that. Those two teams will have a game off, and then we will play the loser. If we win that game, then we'll play tonight at 6 o'clock, and potentially a matchup between McCook or the loser of Florida Southwest and Eastern Florida. So right now, currently, all 4 Florida teams from our region, Eastern Florida, Florida Southwest, of course, Santa Fe, and Northwest Florida are still alive. So true to probably the seedings and the rankings throughout the year.
Yeah, that certainly speaks to the quality of the softball there. Let me ask this, too. Is the weather better today?
Honestly, it's not currently raining right now, but it is not sunny. And we expect a lot of rain tomorrow as well, forecast-wise. But it was pretty rough. We were supposed to play the 11:30 game yesterday, and they covered the fields. It's a turf field with a dirt in-ground play infield. They covered it, and we thought the first cell went through, and we kind of thought we would be okay. But then here came a second cell, a third cell, and before we knew it, it was 9:30 before our game was resuming, or actually just beginning. So, and then the other field that they're playing on, it's going to take a whole lot more work. So I'm sure the grounds crew was hard at work early this morning trying to get those 2 fields ready to go. So
what's interesting to me is that the kids, the coaches, how about you? I mean, you got to be excited for this too.
I'm so excited because I feel like over the last 4 or 5 years in this program, Savannah has built something that it doesn't. Anytime you're building a program, and of course I knew this as a coach, I experienced as a coach and worked with a lot of coaches like Coach Wiggs and Coach Morey. We all know that building something takes a lot of time. And so to see the time that it has taken to build this program from what it was like in 2013, which it was here at the World Series, and then, Lindsay Fico, who's now at Florida Gulf Coast, did some work, and then here comes Savannah, continuing to build it back into a national program. I think it's so exciting for our team, our institution. And when you combine that with what a amazing academic experience our students have, I just feel really proud of our student athletes because they epitomize both of those things, being a student and being an athlete. And I'm biased. I think they also epitomize being engaged with the community and developing as people. So it's definitely, I'm excited.
Well, I wish you and Savannah and her kids a lot of luck, and let's hope the weather holds up, and let's get some wins here, and maybe we get you back tomorrow as or coach as the team will hopefully continue to win. I appreciate you always. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you. Shannon Stebbins, the AD at Santa Fe College, and accompanying the softball team to Alabama for the National Junior College Tournament. They've had a heck of a year there. All right. Among our guests today, we have these things. Salaries came out for the Gator coaching staff. Published reports. Well, if you look at Florida's coordinators and assistant coaches, they're going to earn over $11 million, according to published reports. And per the terms of Summerall's contract, he received an assistant coach and support staff pool of money of over $16 million. That's the price you pay nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, to build a program. The coordinators are making good money. Faulkner, the first coordinator to receive a salary of at least $2 million. $2 million. So there you are. And you can see what they are. Some of the contracts are 3 years. Brad White, the defensive coordinator, a 3-year deal. Some are 2-year deals. But that is now in place. Also, you want to email the program, srussell@wruf.com. That's our International Diamond Center email. They have great jewelry there. They're the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Looking for a wedding band, an engagement ring, watches, this is the place to go, International Diamond Center. First hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Quality Plumbing. Rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since way back in 1984. That company is Quality Plumbing. And all of our guests coming to you courtesy of Meldon Law, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators, serving Gator Nation since 1971. All right, Luis is going to be, I hope, kept busy today by phone calls, but otherwise you can contact us on the text line, 352-325-3777, brought to you by B&D Electric. Reliable electrical service you can trust. You can schedule them at bdelectric.com. YouTube questions, they come to you courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. And Facebook Live questions, they're from Ruzogra State Farm, your go-to agent in North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. So, with that, come on, people. Oh, the Women's College World Series in softball starting. Texas Tech is playing the first game. How about that? And they're playing an SEC team, too, in Mississippi State. So that is going on. So we hope you will call us and talk a little sports. Tomorrow, a reminder, a different time for Sports Scene because of the baseball game. We'll be on the air at 11 tomorrow. 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. And if everything goes right tomorrow, Shane Matthews is going to join us. Shaner will talk about the SEC meetings in Destin and what is going on there. And for the love of God, I hope you'll bite on this today. Why in the world can't these people come to terms on something? I mean, this is just becoming a pissing contest here. And, I mean, which one's going to fill the bowl more? I don't know. Also, how about Gator great Ryan Lochte on the show tomorrow? Yeah. He was recently inducted into a swimming hall of fame. He's now entering the coaching profession. He will tell you why he's doing that. Sean Devaney from Heavy.com will talk about the NBA playoffs as my Knickerbockers are in the finals. First time since Prince, 1999, right? So, yeah, baby. So we're ready to go. All right. And then did you see the number one seed at the French Open, Sinner? See you later. He's out. Got beat. So you never know what is going to happen. All right. Let me get some emails here, I hope. And then we will talk a little sports with you here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll open the phone lines for you. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. Florida football's head coach John Summerall understands the work that needs to be done as Florida's head coach. In Tuesday's coaches meeting, he had a message regarding what his team has to do to be successful this fall.
If we can get the bodies we got to be tough and play with competitive edge, I think we'll have a shot. We've got a long way to go. I didn't walk in and just go, oh, yeah, we're there. We got some work to do.
The Gators' season opener against Florida Atlantic is on September 5th. Florida baseball play Rider University in the first round of the Gainesville Regional tomorrow. As of now, the Gators are coming off a loss against Georgia in the semifinal and hope to build momentum, starting with Rider in the first round. Florida men's golf travel to California to compete in their 6th straight national championship. With a win, the Gators will have now claimed 2 in the last 5 years. For more on Gator golf, check out WRUF.com.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late-model, low-mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes, we make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit. You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
International Diamond Center email Peyton says, did you hear about the apparent threat of the SEC seceding from the NCAA if a deal isn't done with the CFP? Kirby Smart mentioned that. Look, I've been proven wrong before. I think there's as much chance of that as the South seceding now. That's not going to happen. It's not. Now, what ends up happening in the long run, we will see. Daryl's email, you in favor of expanding the playoff or keeping it the same? Expanding. How about the coach, Coach O coming back to LSU? Yeah, they hired Ed Orgeron. Okay, I mean, as an assistant, he'll help there. He'll help. Coach O will help. He knows the landscape at LSU. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Bernard, hello.
Hey, Steve, man, you swimming with snakes, man. You mentioned LSU, man. Orgeron going back. Look, well, the basketball thing, what Will Wade's doing, man, that thing is unbelievable. But these people don't care. They just want to win. Steve, you mentioned about the college, the pro team, they probably collude, and these owners stick together. They make money. But when you was talking yesterday, college football is these sports, these alumni, but once a pro team pays a certain amount, they don't pay, but, these college programs, they want to win. They don't mind outbidding another one. So, it's hard for them to be together on one page. See what the softball, how you think they're going to mention with Texas Tech? I'm sure they're going to play up the series they had with Florida, but they're playing Mississippi State. Stephen, if I'm correct, you had the Mississippi State coach on this year.
Yep.
And that lady's done a fantastic job at Mississippi State. You know, they beat Oklahoma, and I think I saw this is the first time since 2015 that Oklahoma has not been to the Women's College World Series. So I know they suffering withdrawal symptoms.
And how about this? Texas Tech is playing Mississippi State. Mia Williams led off, got hit by a pitch.
Yeah, because that's a she crowd. I wonder if they're going to bring it up. Steve, couple of NBA things quickly. Joe Mazzulla, Coach of the Year, well deserved. But I'm surprised, Steve. I think that Jaylen Brown did not get the credit he deserved for the year he had, keeping them afloat while Tatum was out. If I'd had a first place vote, I'd have split my MVP with Jaylen Brown and Victor Wembanyama, Steve. And lastly, Steve, tonight, San Antonio, Wembanyama can't be listless, Steve. He's got to bring his A game on both ends of the court, Steve. In the closing, the guy, Mitch Johnson, done a great job. I wonder, Steve, will they bring him some help on the bench? An experienced offensive guy, but I don't like the fact that Wemby plays so far from the basket, man. You got to get your butt down there and dominate the paint. Steve, take care and have a great day, okay?
Thank you, Bernard. The only thing I would say to that is how many guys really are old school, back to the basket, front court people. They don't have many of them anymore. The game's really changed. And again, tomorrow, the show 11 to 1, a different time because of Gator baseball. And we will talk to Sean Devaney tomorrow, and we'll see if OKC closes it out tonight. You can hear it right here, by the way. So, Game 6, tonight at 8. Tune in, okay? And then I'm going to also ask him about the draft lottery reform they're trying to do, the so-called 3-2-1. Maybe I'm not smart enough to understand it, but they have to do something. They got to do something about tanking. It's bad for the game. It's bad for the sport. So we'll see indeed if that happens. All right, let's go back to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve. Always enjoy Bernard's call, Steve, with you. Steve, the schedule came out on TV 20, and I remember Auburn is around the end of September, and I forget Charlotte is in there. And, Steve, a lot of our fans aren't going to agree, but I believe we can maybe whatever in between those games I've seen, and one of them seemed a little easy. I'm so glad we're starting off. And maybe could come out 3 or 4-0 from the jump before we get into it and get some experience. But comment of what do you think about the beginning of the schedule? We already know it's easier than last year, but what do you think about them being maybe to start 3 or 4-0?
Well, you got to go to Auburn, Game 3.
Auburn is going,
that won't be easy.
I know.
And all the games are night games. And I'm old school, maybe because I'm getting older. I love the games in the day and go home and watch football. But the flip side's good too. If you're playing at 7:45, you can stay home and watch football for a little bit and then go to a game. But look, is Auburn winnable? It is, because new regime there, right? What do they bring to the table? So that is certainly a winnable game. It's at night, but Auburn's going to be important to that game too, because they want to get off to a good start and they want to win, a league opener. So that should be an interesting contest.
And, Steve, I listened to your show too much because you had the guy from Auburn, and he was talking football, and he mentioned, last year, I don't want to mention the team and give them no products, but most of their offense went to Auburn, if you know what I mean. But let me just say, South Florida. Biden, whatever that quarterback, which is a beast, he's about 6'4". But yeah, they should have you never know with this NIL. And lastly, Steve, Jacksonville and them are practicing something like, I know it's early. I can't help it, Steve, but shout out to your Jets, too. But it's something like a mini camp. Steve, do you know anything about what happened to Hunter, Travis Hunter, one of my favorite players? And not an LCL. It's hard to keep up with those knees and those tendons. But should he be back this year? And what do you expect on that if you know anything? Thanks, Steve. Enjoy the show. Go Gators.
All right, Byron, thank you. I do not know about that particular injury. It is certainly look-upable, though, and I will try to do that. I don't know if you saw this or not. The SEC is announcing a mandatory sports gambling educational video that everybody has to watch, all student athletes, prior to the start of their team's first regular season game during the upcoming year. That's going to go for every team. So if you start in the fall, before your first game, you have to see it. That's how much the SEC thinks about gambling. YouTube question, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union from yesterday. Scott, I see NFL games all the time where after a hard-fought emotional game, players from the opposing teams are hugging and laughing. They realize in the end it's just a game in their job. And 850 Gators says Jason Williams played all of about 15 games for Florida. Billy Donovan would have been just fine without Jason Williams. Well, we'll never know because he did play here. We'll take a break, come back. When we do, Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, will talk to you about the regionals, what he likes, what he doesn't like. That's coming up next as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Full swing, and the road to Omaha runs through WRUF.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow-roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy Chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
Your only home for Gator baseball is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Your home for Gator sports.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Later on in the show today, Andrew Moten, Gator great. We'll talk about going to the Florida Athletic Hall of Fame, and we'll talk a little Rider baseball in case you missed it. It's Russell Sandifer getting the start tomorrow against Rider for the Gators. And don't forget our show tomorrow on at a little different time, 11 a.m. tomorrow. And then Jeff and I will have the call of Gator baseball shortly before 1 o'clock. Speaking of baseball, one of my favorite people, because he knows his stuff, is with us here on the Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, joins us here to talk about the regionals. Joe, always a pleasure. Let me ask first the 365-foot view here of the regionals. Anything surprise you?
No, I think the committee did a pretty good job, all things considered. I think the one controversy that I could sign on to is just that I thought Arkansas had a stronger hosting resume than Mississippi State, but I think that's just in the eye of the beholder. The committee valued some things that if it were me choosing, that I wouldn't necessarily have valued, and vice versa. And so we have the field we have, but I think largely the committee did a nice job. I think much like, referees and umpires, they're doing their job when you don't notice them. I think the selection committee is kind of the same way, where the emphasis stayed on the field itself, the play on the field, the players, the coaches, and not necessarily on controversies with the committee. And I think that's the best sign they did their job.
When we were at the SEC tournament broadcasting the games, Joe, the belief by Florida was if we win 2 here, we'll get a top 8 national seed, and that's exactly what happened. Did you feel that way too before the tournament started?
Yeah, I felt that way as well. I didn't know the exact number, right, but it was just like they're going to have to win at least a couple games here, and obviously 2 was just enough as they sneak into the 8th spot. But it was a couple of things there. One is the overall strength of resume has been, even when they weren't playing consistently good baseball, that the resume was always really, really strong. And I think some people had a hard time understanding the difference there, that you can have a strong resume and also be inconsistent. But they've obviously found some consistency as of late. And I think the other part of it is that the way they're playing at the end of the season they look like a top 8 national seed type of team. They look like a team that could get to Omaha. They look like a team that could compete for a national title. And that wasn't always the case during the regular season. So I think Florida earned it by winning a couple games in Hoover, but also just earned it by the quality of their play down the stretch.
As you looked at some of the regional pairings, Kansas, Nebraska, they got some tough draws. Anybody else that you looked at that maybe got a tough draw?
Yeah, those are the 2 big ones. You mentioned Kansas and Nebraska. When I look at regional strength, I tend to look at how many teams are in this regional that can win it. And Nebraska has 3 teams. Nebraska is obviously one of them. Ole Miss and Arizona State can win that one. I think with Kansas, it's less about how many teams can win it, and I think they got a really tough draw with a team that, in my mind, should have hosted in Arkansas. And Steve, there's this whole thing about teams that have never hosted before. They tend to not do necessarily very well in their first trip through hosting. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of extra stuff going on when you're hosting. And if you're a team that hosts all the time, that's no big deal. But Kansas has never done it before. Their ballpark is going to feel a little different. It's going to play a little different. It's not going to necessarily feel like just a normal home game for them. And I think that can freak some teams out. So those teams, those are 2 of the ones that stand out to me. I would also throw North Carolina in there. They got Tennessee as the 2 seed. That's obviously not a comfortable 2 seed matchup there, given how talented Tennessee is, and especially if the Volunteers, with the Volunteers choosing to save Tegan Coons, their their ace pitcher for a potential Saturday night matchup. If they can get to 2-0 in that regional, I have a hard time imagining, even as good as North Carolina is, that they'd be able to come back to win it. Kentucky got in. They'd lost, I think, 11 of 16, but they didn't lose an SEC series. They didn't win a lot of them, but they didn't. They weren't swept. I shouldn't say they didn't lose. They weren't swept. I was a little surprised they got in. Were you? Not necessarily for this reason. One is that this is a type of resume that tends to get in more often than not. A team that wins 13 SEC games, that has high rankings in the metrics. Kentucky ranked highly in not just the RPI, but also in the KPI and the DSR, the three metrics that the committee was using this year. They ranked top 35 in all of those. So that tends to be a resume that gets in. Now, personally, again, if it were me, I think it's a little bit disqualifying that Kentucky only won 2 of their 10 SEC series. That's just something that I have a hard time getting past. But the committee could come back. Now, they did not say this, but I do think there's some truth in this. The committee can come back and say, well, volume of series wins, how many series you won during the regular season is not an official metric. That's it's quad 1 wins, it's quad 2 wins, It's record versus the field, it's RPI, it's KPI, but it is not number of series won. And so I've said for a long time that if the committee decided to care about series wins, Kentucky's not going to get in. But if they don't care about that, then Kentucky's probably going to get in because the rest of the metrics were there. And lo and behold, they ultimately didn't hold it against them, but they only won 2 of 10. Talking to a Gainesville audience here, what do you think of kind of handicap Florida's regional? Yeah, I think they got a pretty good draw when you consider that, it's obviously Ryder is a team that's familiar with regionals. That's going to be a team that's overmatched from a talent standpoint. I don't mean to discount them necessarily, but that's just the reality of the situation. And, Troy, I wonder how much gas is left in the Troy tank. They had to push pretty hard last week at the Sun Belt tournament to try to make sure they got in. They had to play a couple of, I think they played a doubleheader during the Sun Belt tournament. They had to move some of, some games where it had these huge rain delays. They had to sit out. So it was a taxing week for them in their conference tournament. So I just wonder how much is left in the tank there. I also don't love the matchup of Troy's pitching against Florida. Troy's pitching is a little bit light, and with the way Florida has started to swing the bats a lot better as of late, I really don't like that matchup. And Miami don't like that matchup for Troy, I should say. And Miami could go either way. Like I think that the fact that the Gators have owned this rivalry should make Florida feel pretty confident. But on the other hand, you're getting a Miami team that's going to come in and they're not going to be freaked out because they play in Gainesville all the time. They play there every other year. So it's not really going to be an atmosphere necessarily that they're not ready to handle. But just given the way that rivalry has gone as of late, and by as of late, I mean during the Kevin O'Sullivan tenure, I think that's one that Florida should feel pretty comfortable with. Let me end with this, Joe. I mean, obviously you focus on the SEC, but as you look nationally, take away the 1 seeds, okay? Who in your mind is a dangerous 2 that if things go right could make some noise? Yeah, I'll take even some of the ones I talked about out of there. With I'll take Tennessee out of the mix, teams like that. So I look at USC, which is in College Station against Texas A&M. They have maybe the best pitcher in the entire country in Mason Edwards, and they have a second starting pitcher that might be one of the 10 best starting pitchers in the country. Oh, wow! And so they've really now offense is light. Now that's the downside of them. The offense is light. And so if they end up in a regional final with Texas A&M and Texas A&M is scoring 10 runs, I'm not sure that USC is going to have enough firepower to make that happen. But USC has 2 arms that are just good as anybody, not just in that regional, but about as good as anybody in the country. And if they can get to 2-0, like that's the key to these all these regionals is getting to 2-0. If they can get to 2-0, I think they'll have enough to really push Texas A&M and have a chance to win that thing. Similarly, I would also throw UC Santa Barbara into that mix. Same thing. They have an ace pitcher in Jackson Flora, might be the best pitcher in the entire country. We'll see if they save him for a Saturday night matchup against Texas. If they do, that's going to be one of the absolute best matchups to watch on Saturday in regionals. It's going to be UC Santa Barbara with their ace on the mound against the Longhorns. Last thing, very quickly. You've been on with me, thankfully, and appreciate you doing that all year long. And you talked about Florida and, maybe not playing really well. Well, they are playing well now. How dangerous do you think this Florida team is now? Oh, I think they could win the national title. I really think they can. Like if they found some extra – they've got some guys hot in the lineup. They've also found some things in the lineup. I'm looking at, Caden McDonald and his emergence and Blake Sear being now it looks like a superstar in your lineup. So I think they found some things there. And there's never been a doubt about the pitching talent. It's just been about the consistency of it. But the pitching talent is basically second to none in terms of, prospect status and just raw ability. They're right there. So, look, they have to go out and do it now. But this is a team that could win the national title. I don't have any doubt about that.
Wow. That will resonate here in Gainesville. That's for sure. Where can people see your work, Joe?
D1baseball.com. You can click the SEC tab at the top of the page to see most of my work. You can also follow me on social at Joe Healy D1.
Always appreciated, my friend. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Steve. See you, buddy.
You got it. He does a great job. Joe Healy talking regionals from D1 baseball. Later in the show, I mentioned about Rider. Their head coach will join us here at the bottom of the hour. And then Andrew Moten, part of the M&M boys here in Gator basketball history, Maxwell and Moten and Maxwell. He's going into the Gator Athletic Hall of Fame. He will join us to talk about his reaction to that. Again, tomorrow, we are on a different time because of baseball, 11 a.m. for Sports Scene tomorrow. Then Jeff and I will have the call of the baseball game tomorrow live from Condren Family Ballpark. And tomorrow on the show, Shane Matthews will come on and talk about the SEC football meetings and the SEC meetings in Destin. And then Sean Devaney from Heavy.com will talk the NBA playoffs. We might have, depending on tonight, a finals matchup. All right, could. And then it'll be Ryan Lochte, Gator swimming great, coming on tomorrow. He's been inducted into a Hall of Fame along with Coach Greg Troy. And he's also making a foray into college coaching. And it might surprise you where he's going to be coaching. So he's scheduled to join us tomorrow as well. Facebook Live question, courtesy of Ruzogra State Farm. Michael, what are your thoughts on the release of Summerall's assistant coaches' salaries? They're making more money than me. I'm jealous. But no, I mean, look, that's where that's where the sport is now. I mean, you've got to compete, and you got to shell out millions of dollars now to have a competent staff. Tyler, you see the reports of Mensa reportedly holding a $10 million NIL value. Drake May, a quarterback who just played in the Super Bowl, is making $9.1 million. It's just getting out of hand. Yes. Yes. Of course it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. Getting older beats the alternative. It does. But if you've been somebody like me who's been around, forever, who has seen, when athletes made nothing and, you were hoping for a Pell Grant to help you with your scholarship, right, to where it is now, it's nuts. It's nuts is what it is. But look, I've never begrudged a student athlete making money. Because for all of you who don't like it, let me ask this question. Would you take it? If you had the ability to make money in college, would you turn it down? If you tell me yes, sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't believe you. So, yeah, does it have to be reined in? Yes. Does it have to change? Yes. And then after the break, I don't know if you saw this or not, Kirby Smart, who I really respect, I do. I think he's a terrific coach, whether he coaches at Georgia or wherever he coaches. But he said something that just I don't get about the SEC breaking away. These are at the SEC meetings in Destin. So we'll talk about that. But stay with us here on Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. The SEC remains the lone voice amidst discussion of a playoff expansion. Georgia coach Kirby Smart says he's in favor of going it alone if the leagues can't agree on a format.
I've said this for a long time, our president. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then we should play our own.
Each Power 4 conference not named the SEC all want the field expanded to 24 teams. The SEC wants it capped at 16. The SEC is changing its scheduling of mid-major games starting in 2027. The change will be seen in Week 11 when most teams schedule cupcake opponents. That week, the league will opt to put a conference game there instead. Florida coach John Summerall's first game in the Swamp will be at night. The SEC announced the game times for the first 3 games, with the opener versus FAU at 7:45. Florida's second game versus Campbell is at 5:30, and the third game at Auburn is at 7.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators! After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax title and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most and put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together. Helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
From the UF
WRUF Weather Center. Here is your WRUF weather update.
On and off showers and thunderstorms stay in the forecast across north central Florida today, especially this afternoon for spots along and east of the I-75 corridor. That's where we'll have the best chance for thunderstorms into the evening hours. Otherwise cloudy today, temperatures in the low 80s, heat index values in the lower 90s. Overnight to tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies, lows again in the mid-70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Almoverdi. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
I think they could win the national title.
Quality
I really
Plumbing
think they can.
sponsoring.
Like if they found some extra, they've got some guys hot in the lineup. They've also found some things in the lineup. I'm looking at, Caden McDonald and his emergence, and Blake Sear being now it looks like a superstar in your lineup. So I think they found some things there, and there's never been a doubt about the pitching talent. It's just been about the consistency of it. But the pitching talent is basically second to none in terms of, prospect status and just raw ability. They're right there. So, look, they have to go out and do it now. But this is a team that could win the national title. I don't have any doubt about that.
If the host of the show would be quiet. I just forgot about that. But, yeah, you heard what he said. Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, saying Florida has a chance to win the national championship, and we will see. That journey begins tomorrow. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Quality Plumbing sponsoring the first hour of the show. And don't forget, they've been doing it for a really long time, since 1984. All of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. John, hello.
Hey, thanks, Tim. I'm calling Steve with that one. I sure showed my ass on the radio the other day when I threw up for Jason Williams. Big mistake before I had all my facts together. I tell you what, he's no Emmett Smith. Emmett Smith is nothing but a gentleman and a scholar. And when his son came to play here with his team, Texas A&M, and they beat us, Emmett Smith was a class act. And I tell you, Jason Williams will never be an Emmett Smith. And that said, how many games is Florida going to win to get to the regional? 4 games?
It depends if there's an if game or not.
Okay.
In other words, if they win Friday, they win Saturday, they win Sunday, then all good. But there may be an if game in that.
Okay. And I tell you what, I'm with Kirby Smart. I tell you, if they don't get this playoff thing under control, I'm for just breaking them away from the NCAA and having their own things for national champion or SEC champion. Because this is getting downright ridiculous. I think it's gamblers anonymous. They're wanting to have this playoff thing extended so they can make more money in Vegas on all these playoff games. I mean, you started out with.
All right, John, I got to let you go because your phone is seceding.
Well, okay.
All right.
I don't like this playoff system we got nowadays. I tell you that right now.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that, John, but your phone is not doing well. John, with all respect to you, I totally disagree. What Kirby Smart said is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And I think Kirby Smart is a great coach. Let me just say that, okay? Let me tell you what's happening here. The SEC is suffering from the Hollywood syndrome, okay? Now you're thinking, what the hell is that? Okay, I made it up. But hear me out, okay? If I'm in Hollywood and I'm a big star and I'm the marquee, I'm on the marquee, I got the top billing, right? And all of a sudden, somebody else comes along and they're making more money, they're grossing more in their movies, and all of a sudden, they're challenging me. Well, I don't like that. Why should they can't do that? Well, if they do that, I won't make any more movies. You get where I'm going? The SEC is suffering from losing its perch. Look at the national championships the Big Ten has won. The SEC just can't stand it. So that's why we want to secede if we can't. Come on. Okay? If you're the SEC and it just means more, then go out and win. Go out and win. Beat Indiana. Right? Beat Michigan. That's what you're supposed to do. I think it's a terrible idea. Now, let me just also say this. Shane Matthews is going to come on tomorrow and hopefully talk about this with me. But are you telling me that And this is why I believe we need a commissioner of college football. Because you can't come to an agreement about how many games to expand the model to. That's like two kids fighting in the dirt. So that's why you're going to get federal legislation. That's why there's going to be a Congress bill that's going to happen. So, look, I don't know when the meetings are over that anything's going to come out of this, but I just hope that the field it needs to be expanded, and that nobody questions the two power leagues are the Big Ten and the SEC. But the SEC is hating it. The fact that the Big Ten, I believe, has usurped the SEC as the best conference in college athletics. And the SEC can't stand it. They just can't stand it. And I don't know if you agree or not. If you don't, certainly let me know. International Diamond Center email Mark. In regard to the emailer on Mensa's NIL value, Miami's invested $12 million in him. $8 million salary, $4 million buyout paid to Duke. Just crazy. Yes, it's crazy. No doubt. So we'll figure it out. We will get I'll take this call real quick if it's fast. Ryder has an interim baseball coach, by the way, although he was the coach there for a long time. He's scheduled to join us here at the top of the hour. But we got Daryl real quick. Daryl, hello.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good.
Question I have is like some of the stuff I think sometimes media pushes narrative. Today's date, does it matter to Gainesville, Florida, why Lane Kiffin didn't take the Florida job? Does it matter to the fans, to whoever? Does it matter?
Yeah, I think it matters to some. Yes, not all, obviously. But remember, as somebody who was at 10 million SEC media days, okay,
right.
I've said this all along. I can count the number of SEC media days I went to on one hand, even less than that, where something meaningful came out of it.
Okay.
In other words, what's come out of this so far that's meaningful? Tell me.
I've just heard a couple questions asked, and so
yeah,
they just get together and chat about nothing, I guess.
Well, and that's why, remember, they answer reporters' questions, and sometimes reporters' questions are stupid, and sometimes an answer may happen where it's an off-the-cuff answer or whatever, and that gets out there. So that happens once in a while. But I do think the issue, Daryl, with the SEC versus the Big Ten is real. I think there's a lot of people within the SEC that are not liking what's happening right now because they're used to getting their way. And the spoiled child here doesn't like it.
I can see that, but you have, say, one team out of the Big Ten. Like right now, isn't it UCLA in the Big Ten?
Yes.
What conference are they in? Okay. So they go in and compete, but we have like maybe 4 schools from the SEC in the softball World Series. So if they win that, but what kind of schedule did they go through? Does that matter? It's like football. What kind of schedule did you go through to get to that championship game? I look at it that way.
I'll say this:
it's a difference there.
Well, there isn't. I'll tell you why there isn't. I mean, Texas Tech is playing in the Big 12, right? And their strength of schedule was not very good. Let's face it. But they still had to beat Florida.
Right. That's why they seeded so low, right? Because of the schedule.
Yeah. And if you're talking about, winning a championship, well, it's just like Michigan, okay? They ran the game into the NCAA tournament. They win it. So I understand that in the other conferences that your strength of schedule isn't probably going to be what it is in the SEC because of the depth of the SEC. No question about it. But you also can't say, Daryl, it just means more when you don't win.
Yeah, but Steve, okay, so with the NIL and all that stuff going on, so these teams are actually like Texas Tech in softball. What we hear, we don't know the true numbers, but they put a lot of money invested into to get them to where they're at now.
Yep.
Okay, Michigan in basketball put a lot of money. I'm sure Florida has too this year, trying to retain some of the guys in basketball. So with those schools in Indiana, apparently they put a lot of money into, building that team, I don't want to say super team, but building those teams to compete. So is the dollars getting it done, or is the head coach getting it done?
Well,
that's what I come.
I'll counter that. How about Vanderbilt in football?
Yeah, they came up, but they put money into it now.
Well, okay, but that's part of the equation.
Yeah.
It is for everybody, Daryl. So you're making my point, right?
I get it, but it's bringing it up. Those one team in that conference, bringing that one team a super team. I don't know what the other teams in the Big Ten in softball look like. I don't know what the other teams in the Big Ten.
Well, UCLA is pretty good. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they are. They are good. They are good. That's the team that's competing, for the national championship, and the softball.
Yeah.
The baseball team is good too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you, Steve.
Yes, sir, Daryl. Thank you. That's our first hour. Back for hour two. Stay with us as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Thursday. Luis is our producer here. We come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio and fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. We're going to go right to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line and bring in an old friend who was a terrific basketball player here at Florida. And because he's been named to the 2026 Gator Athletic Hall of Fame class. He is Andrew Moten. Andrew Moten, man, good to talk to you. How are you?
Good to talk to you, Steve. I'm good. Thank you for having me, man.
Well, congratulations on this. When'd you find out?
I think this time last week, Coach Golden called Vernon and myself. We had a meeting on Zoom and kind of shocked me, really, because I thought it was just going to be a lot of old former players talking about stuff that he wanted to talk about. And I saw Vernon and only Vernon, and I was like, wow, where the rest of the guys? And then he went on ahead and hit us with that.
What was your reaction?
I mean, man, I was, first of all, I was shocked. I was at a loss for words. And, been 40 years, man.
Yep.
And both of us, man, we put out everything we had in us. We laid it out on the line, man, each and every game, And so just to see this come true, it's just, it just had me speechless. I couldn't say anything, It just, only thing I could say to him, and I think, that came out was, I'm proud to be a Gator. And I truly am, and I appreciate the fact that he has brought all us back and making us feel like we are part of the team, a part of the program, a part of the stuff that he's got going on. And he's doing an outstanding job. And it just makes you so proud. And then he's giving you the opportunity to come back,
Yeah, and I guess going in with Vernon, too, you guys are in the top 5 in career points. That's got to be pretty special, too.
Oh, very special, man. Vernon and I, we pretty much attached that to hip, with the M&M thing. And I just, man, I'm so proud for him. I'm proud for myself, man. And I just, it couldn't have come at a better time, man.
Go ahead.
People say, oh, you should have been in there. You should have been in there 20 years ago. Or Vernon should have been there 30 years. But I'm a person who believes in timing, and the timing had to be right. The right coach had to be there. The right AD had to be there to get the ball rolling. Of course, with the situation that went on with Vernon having his points reinstated, those points had to be reinstated in order for him to enter the Hall. And couldn't have been a better time for us with both of us going in together.
Let me ask this. a lot. I mean, we don't have enough time because you know all that went down here when you guys played here. A lot happened here. But I will ask this for people maybe who weren't around then. What are your memories of playing here?
Man, I have great memories, man. I just, when I got to the university, Steve, I mean, we were 5-22. The year before, they was 5-22. I was in high school, of course. And the class with Joe Lawrence, myself, Darrell Gresham, I think we got the ball rolling, and then once Vernon came in, it just, man, boom, it just exploded, And I could see it, man. I could see it taking off, And, I was 17 years old, man, when I got there, immature, and had a lot to learn, and did a lot, had made a lot of mistakes. And people don't understand, man, and especially me, I'm coming from a small town, coming into a big-time university, and a lot of stuff you do, as you age and grow and you look at it and you say, oh, man, if I had to do it over, I wouldn't have did it like that,
Yeah.
And, so, I regret some of the things that I did, but overall, I'm so happy that I chose the University of Florida, and I'm so happy I stuck it out all 4 years. And I just thank my coaches. I had some outstanding coaches. I talked to Coach Ty 2 days ago. He congratulated me. And, Phil Weber, Coach Ty, Coach Sloan, Coach McCraney, Biff Nichols. We had great coaches, man. And then, of course, I had some of the best teammates that I could ever have. I mean, I played a lot of overseas and stuff. I played a lot of games, man. And my fondest memories is with the Florida Gators.
That's really cool to hear. One of the things I always admired about your game, 6'1", whatever you are, but underneath, man, you scored a lot. You got it within the trees, and you score. What enabled you to do that?
Well, I just had a heart. I had a knack for just, trying to get it off and score in there. And I'm gonna tell you something, Steve. I used to throw the ball into Eugene McDowell and Ronnie Williams. And Ronnie Williams, God bless them both, the late Ronnie Williams, the late Eugene McDowell.
Yep.
I used to throw that ball into Ronnie and see some of the stuff that Ronnie would do with the ball. And all I did was try to imitate Ronnie when I got down in the paint.
Wow.
It didn't matter who it was. If it was Charles Barkley down there, Kenny Skywalker, whatever, I just tried to do what Ronnie did. And I'm just a short version of it, in a small body.
Last thing, was it cool to see Florida win a championship with the group they had, and the fact that a lot of those guys who just missed last year are going to come back? Was it cool to see that?
Oh, it was awesome, man. And my wife and I, we both, we yelling at the television and all this, man. It's just great, man. Like I said, I'm proud to be a Gator, man. And, we wouldn't miss a game, man. We watch all the games. And, hopefully I can soon turn in my papers and retire and, I'll be able to come and see more games live, man. But, we don't miss a game, man. We watch all the games. And it's an exciting time, man, a great time to be a Gator. And, like I said, the coaching staff, they're doing a great job, Todd Golden and his staff. And it just makes you so proud to be a Gator, man. You sitting there rooting, because I'm in a high school here in Gaston County, man, and, everybody roots on. We have a day where, you wear your college, you rep your college. And, so I have to be here repping the Gators.
That's really cool. Congratulations to you, man. It's deserved. You're going to go in with Vernon. That makes it even more special. So
exactly.
We'll talk to you again. But thanks for taking the time today and letting Gator fans, the current Gator fans, know about you and what you guys did here. And congratulations on this. You deserve it.
My pleasure, Steve. And, you always been good to me, man. And I love you, man. And all I can say is go Gators.
All right. Thank you, Drew. Drew Moten, one of the most underrated players to play here. And I got to watch him personally. And he's coaching up in Gaston County. So he has for a while. I think he's still coaching, but he was, I know, for a long time. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll open the phone lines up for you. You're listening to Sports Scene here on WRUF.
WRUF. Sports Center.
I'm Tori Kitchens. It's postseason time for Gators baseball. Florida coach Kevin O'Sullivan told the media today that Russell Sandifer will get the start tomorrow in Game 1 against Rider. O'Sullivan is confident in his team's progress going into this matchup.
In order to win postseason, you got to hit, you got to pitch, you got to play defense, and you got to run the base paths soundly. And I think we've been doing that for the most part, but it's been well documented that our defense was not up to par for a good part of the season, and I am extremely pleased with where we're at right now.
Live coverage begins on WRUF at 12:55. 100 days out from Florida football season, assistant coaches' salaries were announced. OC Buster Faulkner is the first coordinator in program history to make over $2 million, and defensive coordinator Brad White will join that list in 2028. O-line coach Phil Troutwine and defensive line coach Gerald Chapman will be over the $1 million mark in 2027.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On deck, it's a hit. If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Looking at my front window here, not the back door. You know, as great as Creedence was, they never had a number one song. Had a bunch at number 2, but none went to number 1. Interesting. Welcome back. By the way, College World Series, Texas Tech leads Mississippi State 4-0. They're in the 4th inning. That is the first game of the day. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. Domino's Pizza sponsoring hour number 2. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late night cravings. Nobody delivers like Domino's. You can pick up or order delivery, fast, easy, just a click away at GatorDominoes.com. We are open. I got a couple of emails, though. I'll get International Diamond Center email coming up here. Jonesy, nobody's talking about NIL pricing players. What about ticket prices for sports? Tickets for courtside seats for Knick games are going for $300,000. Nosebleeds, $31,000. I know you're a New Yorker, but would you pay those prices? Hell no. Hell no. No. I mean, I get it. If I had the money, I'd pay for it, but I don't have that. But it is crazy what tickets are going for. Larry, in a great interview with Moten, what a remarkable contrast between his loyalty as a Gator versus the total lack of loyalty by Jason Williams. YouTube question, and again, YouTube question brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union RC. Only thing the SEC should do is bring back the East and West divisions. Who are the people that got rid of it and why? The SEC got rid of it. They did, RC. They just felt it was better to have one champion. Mike says, I've got my panties in a wad. I think my pants are okay here. Over the SEC. The Big Ten is just as bad. The SEC head-to-head with other conferences in football has a winning record every year. Winning the national championship is not the only measure of a conference. It's not. Then why does the SEC say it just means more? Winning a national championship is everything, isn't it? Isn't that what athletes and coaches and strive to do? See, again, if you're an SEC snob, you don't like the fact that another conference is stealing your thunder, and the Big Ten is. I'm not saying top to bottom the Big Ten is better than the SEC. I am saying they're winning championships, and that's what you compete for. The SEC once again put more players in the NFL than any other conference, which is true. SEC teams go through a much tougher gauntlet and get worn down. That's an excuse. It's an excuse. When the SEC wins, does anybody say how worn down they are? No, only when they lose. It's the way it is. International Diamond Center email from Bill. I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm an SEC guy. I'm a Gator fan. I want the SEC to win, but my dad had a saying, facts is facts, and the Big Ten is certainly doing a great job. They are. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Hi, Chris.
Good afternoon, Steve. Hey, I got a quick question for you. I'm assuming that they're throwing Aiden King on the first game.
They are not. They are throwing Sandifer.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of brings things to light. I agree with everybody else that I think they have the pitching staff and the team to go all the way. It's just been a matter of consistency so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's been injury too. Florida's healthier now than they've been for most of the year, and that, in my opinion, coincides with their better play. Some of their better players were out. Some of their better players are now playing, and it's showing up. But look, you can have one bad weekend. That's the problem, right? One bad game, one bad weekend. That's why, when you heard Joe Healy from D1 Baseball say Florida has a team that can win the national championship, they can. But there's also a lot of other teams that can win the national championship. How do you perform now? That's what it boils down to.
What have you done for me lately?
A little bit. Look, I think people forget how hard it is to win a championship. It's hard.
Oh, definitely. You got to go to the first regional, then the Super 8, and then go to Omaha. It doesn't get any easier there. Hey, Steve, just a quick note here. What a difference a year makes with the Braves and the Phillies. You change managers, and all of a sudden they're winning games.
You mean the Phillies? Yeah, the Braves had a lot of injuries last year, to be fair, and they're kind of fighting through the injuries this year. And when Mattingly took over for the Phillies, they started winning. And, look, I'm not always a believer that you change managers, you're going to be better, but I'm also not stupid. Sometimes it's necessary. And I am just shocked that the Mets have not let go of their manager at this point. But in fairness, they've had a ton of injuries. And I think
definitely
that's one of the reasons why he's still there. Now, if this continues, if they get healthier and they continue to lose, I don't see him lasting. But I think that is part of the reason the Mets are so bad.
Yes, part of it, Steve. Well, Steve, you have a good afternoon. Hopefully everything turns out all right at the ballpark this weekend. Take care.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your call. We'll take a break, come back. Florida plays Ryder, and their interim head coach is scheduled to join us. Hope to talk to him, give you a thumbnail sketch about the Ryder baseball team. As you're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
The NBA playoffs play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
The best conversations happen with Los Landeros tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Landeros tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
Gator baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Don't forget, program reminder, tomorrow Sports Scene comes to you 1 hour earlier because of the Gator baseball broadcast. Jeff Cardozo and I will have that for you, but we'll do Sports Scene tomorrow beginning at 11 o'clock, and we will do it from Condren Family Ballpark. Florida will play Rider University, and joining us now on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line is their interim coach, but who was the coach there for a long time. Dr. Barry Davis now joins us. Coach, thanks for doing this. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, Gator fan doesn't know a whole lot about Rider. Coach, tell me about your season, how you got here, and how you won to make the tournament.
Well, we started the year. We're very experienced in terms of our age. I mean, we start basically a senior team. So these guys have played together for 4 years, or been together for 4 years, most of them. Very few new guys. A lot of the guys have been here before. In terms of they were in the regional in 23. They've competed in the league at a high level for the last 3 years. We had a good year. We were consistent pretty much all season, and got into the tournament, won the first 2 games. Fairfield's always been kind of the team that we battled. I mean, it's been Rider Fairfield now for a while, and we got in the winners bracket final. And I think the resilient thing for us is we dealt with a lot of things all year. We actually 6 outs away from winning, and then give up 9 runs in the 8th inning. Walked a couple guys, gave a hit. Next thing you know, he gave a little freak baseball, bounced over our third baseman's head, and then the bases clearing triple. And all of a sudden, we're down in the dumps, and now it's 12-7. I think they ended up 12-7. And to bounce back in game 2, P.J. Craig pitching on 1 day's rest, who had threw 9 innings on, I guess that would be Friday, and this was, I take that back, on Thursday. And he came in on Saturday and on 1 day's rest, basically went out and took the bull by the horns and really pitched a phenomenal ball game and really gave us a chance to win. And the crazy thing was we played that entire doubleheader, which was about 7 hours all day, in a steady rain. And about 58, 59, 60-degree weather. And it was just a phenomenal effort out of our guys. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for nearly 40 years. And I've never sat through a doubleheader, coached a doubleheader with the rain. It's not, it's just drizzling off and on a little harder at times. And the mound, I mean, they stopped the game at one point for 15 minutes to fix the mound on the plate. I mean, it's a New York Yankee affiliate where we played the minor league stadium, single-A ballpark. So everything was turf except for the mound on the plate. So that had to be able to handle just a constant rain and drizzle. So we feel like we earned this. These guys have been here, been close before and haven't made it, but very fulfilling for us to win the regular season and the tournament, which in my tenure, which is 21 years, is counting this year, I've never done. I've done both, but I've never done both in the same year. The 2 years we won the regular season prior to this, back 13-15, we got beat in the tournament. And then all those other tournament times, four other times, we were not the first-place team, and we were able to play well in the tournament and advance. So kudos to our guys. Kudos to my coaching staff, who no one would know this, but all of us are part-time. There's not one full-time coach on this staff.
Really?
Not one. No, I'm essentially a full-time guy in the sense that they brought me back and, they're paying me as if I am a full-time coach, but I'm not full-time. I mean, it's a 4-month assignment.
Wow. Interesting. What would you consider, Coach, the strength of your team?
I think it's pretty consistent across the board. We've been good defensively. I mean, if you look at the statistics nationally, I think we were ranked in the top 30 most of the year in defense. At one time, we're top 5. So struggle a little bit, defensively. But I think, we catch most everything comes to us, routine, and we handle it. So that's been a strength. We've been offensively, we've handled the pitching we faced, and we've been very, very tough at the plate. Traditionally, we don't strike out a lot, but now it's a different animal. Now it's a different animal we're facing tomorrow night, and we understand that. But and then our pitching has been, I would say, of the three, is probably the one that we don't have the depth or don't have the talent level that compared to our offense and our defense.
You had, I think, 3 guys that were pretty consistent in terms of, 14, 15 starts, whatever. Who will we see tomorrow?
Well, P.J. Craig's going to start, and he was our horse going down the stretch and pitched really well in the tournament. Says he feels good. We'll see. I mean, we're going to go to him. He's 90 plus innings. He's been able to give us this year. Christian Ayala has been very consistent out of the bullpen. Made a spot start here or there. He's a left-hander who's got some talent, throws balls, throws strikes. And then Kyle Batt's been our number 2. He pitched on Saturday, and he's sort of a right-hander, mid-80s sinker guy. He's got to get ground balls. So, and he's a sophomore. And then we have some older guys in the pen that just, they have to be able to throw strikes. They got to be able to get swings. So,
last thing, offensively. Not a lot of homers. Do you sort of, manufacture your run, so to speak?
When you play in the Northeast, I mean, we play in a lot of days where the temperatures are in the 40s and sometimes 30s.
I'm from there. I get it.
Was a tough winter. So the ball doesn't fly a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say that we would have hit 50, 30 more home runs if we'd have played, in the heat or the warmer weather. But unfortunately, we're pretty much a singles doubles team. We got some guys that can't hit the ball out of the park, have hit the ball out of the park, but we don't have that 20 home run guy, that 15 plus home run guy that you go to. It's kind of strung out through the lineup. Everybody's got a few, except for probably our shortstop, who hasn't hit any. But everybody's got a little bit of power. We got a little bit of speed. Our biggest thing is we have to put the ball in play. We got to move the ball, keep pressure on as best we can. That's the way I think we play. Occasionally, we'll there's certain guys on the team that can play the small ball, situational, but there's some other guys that are going to have to hit. Just have to hit.
Well, Coach, we wish you success. I know a lot of Gator fans hate me saying that, but I love teams that come here and just, want it to be a good experience for you. And we'll see what happens tomorrow afternoon when Florida and Ryder will take the field. Appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. He has been there a long time. Dr. Barry Davis is the interim, but he had been there before that for quite a long time. Let's go back to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Rich is there. Hi, Rich.
Steve, always good to be with you. One of your callers that alluded to the Major League Baseball, some of the coaching changes that took place. But how about the job that Tortorella's done in Vegas? He takes a team with 8 games remaining in the season, 32-26. They had lost 16 overtime losses. They were in third place. He takes over a team that really lacked energy and emotion. They win 7 of their last 8. They win the division, and then they beat the President's Trophy winner, Colorado, supposedly the best team in the league, which basically means nothing these days. And now they're in the finals. I mean, it really does show. He just made a couple of tweaks. One, he put an emphasis on forechecking and teamwork, team concept, a safe-as-death mentality, which is the same mentality he had when he was here in Tampa Bay, and they won in 2004. So I think it's just amazing what he has done here. Do you think that this, at some point, general managers, owners, they're going to take a look at this and say, if their team isn't performing well, because I've never seen this happen before. I don't know if you recall any other situation like this, that they make that kind of a change and say, let's go in a different direction that close to the end of the season.
It's unusual. I'll say that. I could see it happening in this circumstance. If you think that, if I'm a general manager, Rich, and I think that I've got more talent than what is showing, and I have a chance to either make the playoff or, enhance my standing in the playoff with a coaching change, then I make it. I make it.
Yep.
Because there's 2 ways to look at this, and I guess it depends on your point of view. I think there's some GMs in sports that say, look, unless I win it, it's not good enough. And owners feel like that, right? Jerry Jones, if the Cowboys don't win it, bad year. But you have to do what's best for your organization, for your team, for your franchise in a given year. So if that's what it takes, if you think your team is underperforming, and that's why you've seen some moves where on the surface it's a head scratcher. 2 years ago, a team was in the finals, and now they've just fired the same coach. Well, guess what? What have you done for me lately? It's the world we live in.
Yeah, absolutely. What a turnaround.
Big turnaround.
One question as far as the NBA goes. Why is Mike Brown, why was he not in the running for Coach of the Year? It makes no sense. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm all for, Coach Mazzulla, great coach, he had a good year. But why is Mike Brown not there? It makes no sense.
You're the second person that's actually asked that today. I can't really answer that. I mean, I guess, once again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And there are normally, I will say this, there are some years, would you agree, that there is a clear choice, right? You look at what Coach X has done. There's manager of the year, coach of the year. There's a clear choice. There are some years when you could say, okay, this guy deserves coach of the year, but this guy also does, and then it becomes a, I don't want to say a popularity contest, but you know where I'm going, where you might have 3 guys and either one could win it. But I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's done a great job there. And I always wondered, I always thought it was kind of interesting that they don't wait till after the playoffs. I mean, the whole idea is to try and do well in the playoffs, maybe win a championship, but they're just going by the regular season. That never made any sense to me.
It doesn't me either. So if you win a championship in X sport, I mean, that doesn't mean you're the coach of the year because you might be expected to win it, and there may be a team that you beat in the finals that came from nowhere, and maybe that guy's the coach of the year. Okay, but yeah, I've never understood that either.
Steve, good luck to Santa Fe softball. Thanks, man. Take care.
Appreciate you. Thank you. We'll get Mike here real quick. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Steve. How you doing, bud?
Good.
Yeah, I'd much rather play a top 25 team than Ryder. We seem to do a lot better against top 25 teams than a team like you would think you were going to beat in Ryder, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Steve, I was looking, Cy Young pitched in 826 games. Guess how many complete games he threw?
A ton. I know that.
749.
Yeah.
What has happened, Steve? When have pitchers become so soft and fragile? And I've heard two things. One of them, they say that they had a regular job in the off season and they gave their arm a rest. And the second thing is they used to do a lot of long throwing. What is your with what's going on now? You guys, if they go 5 innings, they're doing a great job.
Boy, that would take the rest of the show, Mike. But I the two things you said factor into it, okay? And remember, the way baseball is now, I don't know what Cy Young threw in terms of miles per hour, but how many, Bob Feller was a, big fastball. Yeah, but there weren't a lot of them. And even with that speed Feller pitched, he could have pitched a lot longer. He was in the military. But the way it is now, it's just about speed. And, Tommy John now is as common as the cold. And so that's what's changed. And I do think that baseball's played year-round now, a lot of places. So you don't get that rest that you got before. And I think that factors into it as well. There's a lot of things that go into it. And I can tell you this from talking to old-timers and interviewing them. I mean, when Tim McCarver went to the mound and they wanted to take Bob Gibson out, Gibson would yell, "Get out of here." And I can't use the word he used. Get the, what out of here. I ain't coming out of here. Well, you don't see that now. So the mindset's just different.
Well, and, also they didn't have a lot of injuries back then. It just, these guys played every year. They, there was no long stretches where they had surgery or anything. They were just unbelievably tough. You think maybe people were just tougher back then and could withstand
I do.
injury?
Yes, I do. Yeah. But again, they weren't playing year-round. They weren't, taxing their arms and they weren't throwing curveballs at 10 years old. Those kinds of things. So it's changed, and physiologically, it's changed also, right? I mean, how many pitchers can you remember that were like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5"? I can't remember a lot of them, right?
Palmer was one of them, but not many. You're right.
Yeah, and they pitched. Yeah. A little bit different.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Okay, Mike, thank you. We'll take a break. We'll wrap up Sports Scene for today as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Tori Kitchens. Taking the mound for the Gators in Game 1 of the Gainesville Regional is Russell Sandifer, who came out of the SEC semifinals against Georgia early as he took a line drive to the throwing arm. X-rays came back negative, and Coach Kevin O'Sullivan is confident in Sandifer's ability to get back on the mound.
He looked really good. I tell you, when I watched him pitch on Saturday, that was as good an inning and a half that he's thrown all year long, stuff-wise, command-wise. I watched his 10 on Tuesday, and he looked really crisp. So I don't think there's anything that's going to hinder him pitching tomorrow afternoon.
Live coverage of Florida and Ryder begins tomorrow on WRUF at 12:55. Through the first 18 holes at the Carl Schwab Challenge, former Gator Ricky Castillo sits tied third at 5 under. Billy Horschel is just underway. Another Florida legend, a part of the inaugural lacrosse team in 2010, Mikey Meager was named to the 2026 UF Athletics Hall of Fame.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Attention local and regional CDLA drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
On and off showers and thunderstorms stay in the forecast across north central Florida today, especially this afternoon for spots along and east of the I-75 corridor. That's where we'll have the best chance for thunderstorms into the evening hours. Otherwise cloudy today, temperatures in the low 80s, heat index values in the lower 90s. Overnight to tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies, lows again in the mid-70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Sensei Asian Bistro, now open in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill with bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. Make sure and check them out today, where elevated dining meets unforgettable nights. Make your reservations at Sensei Asian Bistro today. Ed, you got about a minute and a half. Go.
That ought to be plenty. Steve, I know there's sometimes different strategies involved in these regionals, like throwing your second guy in the first game if you're the one seed to save your ace for the second round. Is that kind of what's going on here?
Yes. I think Florida feels that. And remember, it isn't like Sandifer is like the 10th pitcher on the team. He's the Sunday starter. But I think they want to have their, on paper, their two best guys going against what they perceive to be, the better teams.
Yeah, is Miami doing the same thing? Do you know?
I don't know. I've not seen a pitcher for them yet.
Okay, well, I hope we can get this series in without 15 rain delays. What do you think?
Good luck with that.
Exactly. All right, have a great weekend.
Okay, Ed. Thank you. Appreciate it. And a quick YouTube comment, Mortal Jim, I'm glad Sully's starting Sandifer. He should do fine. The guy Ryder starting as a workhorse, 95 innings this year. Yeah, you just heard Coach say that. And they're going to ride with him again. No pun intended, because it's Ryder. But yeah, they're going to do that, and we will see what happens. Don't forget, tomorrow, sports scenes at 11 a.m., and we'll be live from the ballpark. And then we'll take you right to the Gator Baseball broadcast. And we look forward to that. Thanks to Luis today for producing. As always, we thank you for listening. The 35 is next, and you better stick around here because a Gator great is going to be coming your way. I'll see you tomorrow. You're listening to WRUF.
No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator Sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
It's lunchtime, and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their Philly sub with fries, thinly sliced beef cooked to perfection and topped with peppers, onions and mushrooms, and provolone cheese on a baguette.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer? Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player ever.
Soccer's biggest tournament and biggest stars are coming to Florida this summer. And the place to bet it all is on Hard Rock Bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill studio.